Now at 10, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade is postponed. We'll tell you why and what is being proposed. And bracing for the winter weather, what experts say you should do to make sure you're ready for the colder temps. Also tonight, a historic blood crisis. The Red Cross is in desperate need of donations. I'm Denise Jefferson. This is News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. John Hart has the night off. Coverage you can count on begins tonight with the postponement of a highly anticipated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day event. Usually you would see this parade on the weekend before Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But this year,
we chose to postpone ours to February 26th.
NAACP leaders rescheduled the parade due to a rise in COVID cases.
A lot of times you'll be standing beside somebody, you don't know whether they've been vaccinated. Some people are not wearing masks. So we decided not to put people in that particular position.
NAACP leaders are hoping to see a drop in COVID cases by the rescheduled date. NAACP President Melvin Ivey says, as we see a surge in COVID cases and hospitalizations, it's a good time for people to get vaccinated.
In the black community, a lot of it stems from mistrust. And then a lot of it stems from misinformation. So I would tell anybody to get some good information. Okay, find out what's going on, find out how this particular virus will impact you, impact your family.
And though NAACP leaders know the change may be a disappointment for some, the new date will still honor the life and legacy of Dr. King.
We look at it from this perspective, is that yes, it's great if we could do it the weekend celebrating Dr. King's birthday, but the whole thing is celebrating the work of the man or what he did while he was here on earth.
And people can still submit an application to participate in the parade. If you celebrated the Georgia Bulldogs national championship with fireworks after the game, you may have violated state law. Commissioner Catherine Smith McKnight says she received a lot of complaints about fireworks being set off after New Year's Eve. At today's committee meeting, McKnight suggested city leaders look into an earlier cutoff time for fireworks.
If it's not a holiday and it's a weeknight, we've got children getting up to go to school. We have parents that have to get up and go to work. People have PSTD, suffer from that. I don't see a reason why on a regular evening that fireworks should be going off.
State law allows local governments to pass their own rules on firework times, but the Public Services Committee took no action on the proposal. Richmond County Tax Commissioner Stephen Kendrick is throwing his hat into the mayoral ring. Today, he announced formally his bid for mayor of the city of Augusta. Kendrick has held his current position as tax commissioner for the last 12 years.
As I described, there's so many different groups with different agendas that need to find some common ground and work together, whether it's South Augusta, East Augusta, black, white, woman, man, however that works. Unless we find some common issues to work towards together, it's going to continue to be an underlying effect of negativity. And I think we've got to remove that. Augusta's too great a city to have that harness on.
Kendrick is one of more than 10 people currently running for the position. The general election is May 23rd. 3 men have been arrested in Grovetown on multiple charges after a traffic stop. Today, police arrested 21-year-old Antoine Redfield, 25-year-old Devontae McNeil, and 20-year-old Henry Beach. Deputies say the 3 were pulled over in Grovetown in reference to an ongoing murder investigation in Richmond County. Multiple guns and credit cards that didn't belong to anyone in the car were found. Redfield is charged with possession of a firearm by a felon. McNeil and Beach are each charged with credit card fraud. All right, and now it's time to take a look at your weather forecast with our chief meteorologist, Tim Miller. And Tim, tonight is going to be very cold.
Yeah, it sure is, Denise. The coldest night of the winter season. In fact, we'll take a look at it in just a second, but let's take a look at today first. Not too bad. 53 degrees, that cooler than normal. We started out at 27, but we had wonderful sunshine throughout the day. Current temperature reading, we are at freezing, 32 officially at Bushfield. It's below freezing in Aiken at 31, and this is just a general rule here where we're headed tonight, certainly into the 20s and if not, even the teens. It's beautiful though outside. As far as the sky is concerned, it's absolutely clear. As far as Tuesday view, pretty much showing the same thing. We're looking at clear skies and dry conditions as well. This brown you see on your screen, this is dry air, and that dry air is going to mean 22 degrees for tomorrow morning. So bundle up, as it indeed will be cold, even by 8 o'clock. I mean, we're still going to be in the 20s, 26 off to school tomorrow. So hats, gloves, scarf, keep warm. Professor Wormy, 55, coming up for tomorrow afternoon. The real story is going to be coming up after the cold. We're going to talk about the potential of some winter weather, which includes everything from rain, snow mix, maybe even freezing rain. We'll detail the full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Teresa.
All right, thanks, Tim. And as it continues to get even colder across the two-state, many families are turning up the heat to stay warm. Tina Detelt explains what you should be aware of to stay safe this winter season.
Anything right up near this can get into the range where it could catch fire.
Captain Mark Galat says the Norwich Fire Marshal's office investigates an average 80 fires a year, and space heaters are a concern, especially when the weather turns frigid like it will tonight. The recent tragic fire in New York was reportedly started when a space heater set a mattress on fire.
It's something that is very dangerous and it has to be looked at.
Captain Galat expects more people will try to keep warm with space heaters this week, but he also wants them to keep safe. Along with electric heaters, kerosene and propane heaters can also be dangerous, and they are illegal in multifamily houses.
This one's a little tippy, and it could get knocked over by a child or a pet.
He says you should only be using a heater which has an automatic shut-off safety feature if it does tip over, and make sure there is a 3-foot clearance on all sides from any type of combustible. Also, never use an extension cord or power strip with a heater.
A lot of people are not aware of that danger.
They can't handle the amperage needed by anything that generates heat, like a space heater or even a microwave or coffee maker, and will overheat.
We have had fires due to those circumstances, or there was too much amperage on that device.
Even if you're not using an extension cord, you have to make sure you don't put any of these power cords underneath a rug. Now, people might do that so they don't trip over them, but they also generate heat, and that rug will hold it in, so that can also be dangerous.
And with the temperatures dropping, a reminder that not everyone in the CSRA has somewhere to go. Maine Park Community Center on 4th Street in Augusta is serving as an overnight warming center until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But you had to be registered and in the facility by 9 p.m. We have the full list of warming centers and when they are open on our website at WJBF.com. The country's blood supply has hit record lows, prompting the American Red Cross to declare its first ever national blood crisis. The American Red Cross says supplies haven't been this low in more than a decade. Last year, the organization saw a 34% decline in new donors, and in some cases, it has less than a one-day supply on some types of blood types.
Our challenge is significant. This is a crisis right now. What we're most concerned about is making sure that we have the donors coming in that we need to support our hospitals.
The Red Cross is currently urging healthy people to schedule appointments to donate and help with this crisis. Shepherd Blood Center is also in need of donors. The IRS is still backlogged with last year's tax returns due to pandemic-related office closures and budget cuts. To avoid delays in getting your tax refund, file your taxes as early as January 24th. This year's tax filing deadline is April 18th. The IRS Free File program was introduced in 2003 so that low-income taxpayers can prepare their tax returns for free.
The struggle to protect voting rights has never been by one group alone. We saw freedom riders of every race, leaders of every faith marching arm in arm.
Coming up, we'll take a look at what President Biden is saying on voting rights.